So guys, you're looking to take your SMMA sales game to the next level. I believe I've got the perfect solution for that. So welcome back to the channel. Montel Gordon here. Feels excellent to be, still on YouTube and continuing to do what I do, pushing out positivity, giving out value for free. But in today's video, what I want to do is break down what you can actually do before a sales call or a discovery meeting, whatever you want to call them, with a business owner to actually warm that meeting up. Because I know a lot of you are doing this. You're sending out cold emails, you're sending out LinkedIn messages, you're cold calling, you're setting meetings, but when you get in the meetings, it's just so cold. You're struggling to actually get the close at the end. Now, some of you aren't that great at sales. I mean, if you're just getting into this, you won't be that great at sales, but here's a little cheat code I'm going to give you today. And that is through using audits. Now, I'm pretty sure you've heard what an audit is, but if you don't, you're basically going to go through the business's website, the actual business's Facebook page, the Instagram page, and you're going to audit their accounts. Now, there's a couple ways you can actually do this, which we're going to jump into in my laptop in a second. I'm going to show you a couple methods, weigh up the benefits, pros and cons and stuff like that, and tell you all the details about it. But what I want to do is give you a 10,000 foot overview. So like I was saying, what the majority of you guys are doing is, you're trying to set a meeting through cold calling, cold emails. You're trying to set a meeting through LinkedIn and stuff like that. The only problem with that is that you've provided no value up front. So even if you do get the meeting, which is great, it's just that when you now get into this meeting, you have to focus on warming up the sales call and building rapport and building authority and stuff like that, building trust as well. And that, if you're not good and you don't know what you're doing, can actually be a little bit difficult. So what I actually use instead is I use audits. And what we do is we go through and audit a person's, website, their Facebook, their Instagram, or whatever it might be, their social accounts basically, and show them what you call a CPR, which is a clear process to revenue. I actually took the name of that from a guy called Jeremy Haynes. He's an amazing guy. I gotta give credit to the name there. But I was actually using this strategy before I even knew about Jeremy Haynes. I actually only just came across Jeremy Haynes about 4 or 5 days ago, and he calls this the CPR method. And I just realized that, yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing all this time. And what you basically want to do is you're going to basically go through and audit their accounts, and then you're going to build them like a dummy campaign. Now, this is going to be great for you guys if you don't have any results to leverage at the start. So there's a time in your SMMA where you're trying to reach out to a certain niche and you feel like you have a lack of confidence because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have any past results or anything like that to show people. Whereas if you do this Lume method or this audit method, which I'll jump into in a second, and you actually build a campaign live on the screen while you're going through this audit, what that's going to do is it's going to build trust, authority. You're going to educate people, and people like to be educated. You're going to show that logically this sort of stuff makes sense, and you're going to sell them emotionally, so that when it comes time to actually getting this person on the phone for a live Zoom call or however you take your calls, they're going to be much more warm, and it's going to increase your chance of getting that close. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is jump straight into my computer and show you a couple things and a couple little strategies and ideas as to how you can go through and audit somebody's account, and kind of things that I do and say on these videos. So guys, now that we're in my computer, I just kind of want to show you the sort of software, tools, that sort of stuff, how you actually go about doing this and what the benefits and drawbacks are. So we'll get to the benefits and drawbacks first. So using audits for SMMA. So I just want to show you some benefits. So number one, you can actually break down exactly what you're talking about in excruciating detail. And I'll get to that in a second. You can also handle objections before they even come up. You can build massive authority and rapport, and you can actually be seen as an expert when you're actually presenting and talking over their business live. If you're doing this, it's going to provide massive value to the business owner, because you might actually bring up a valid point, which, if they aren't using Facebook ads, is already a valid point. But you can actually bring up a valid point to the business owner and have them thinking like, yeah, this guy is actually right. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And because of that, that's going to build trust, authority, and rapport. It's going to increase your chances of closing, basically. It's also going to allow you to stand out from the crowd. So if everybody's, sending cold emails, going straight to the call and stuff like that, well, you can switch it up and actually stand out from the crowd by providing them with something of this much value, basically. It shows also that you care about their business and you've done your homework and you've actually taken a look inside their business and you've spotted things that you think you can actually improve upon and help them with. It shows, again, that you know what you're actually talking about at that point. And again, that will also build massive authority and rapport because you're actually teaching them certain stuff. You can then show, a CPR, which is a clear process to revenue, which is basically you can literally walk them through you setting up a campaign for their business live on screen. So you can actually go to like business.facebook.com, so go to the business manager and you can actually put together a live campaign, and this will basically show them exactly how much money they need to spend and where that money's going and what the results are going to be and all that sort of stuff. So you can actually walk them through it step by step, so that when you get on a call with them, if you land a call with them, which you should be doing after this, especially if you've provided great value, it's going to have them very warm and logically they'll basically understand the whole concept around the Facebook ad stuff, and they can see exactly that they're putting this amount of dollars in and this will get them back, and so they're more likely to actually partner up with you with your agency, and you can actually close them as a client that way. Again, you can also value stack. If you don't know what value stacking is, go and read one of Russell Brunson's books. I believe it's .com Secret, but you can basically value stack and build massive value inside the video. There's all sorts of selling you can actually do. You can use your tonality, you can use your body language, you can use all sorts of stuff. You can actually put your face on the video too. You don't have to. I'll show you ways around if you don't want to, how to do that. It's also great for people who don't have previous results, because if you don't have previous results, you're probably thinking, how am I going to prove to a business owner I know what I'm talking about? Well, if you build a CPR type of Lume or audit for them, if you don't know what Lume is, I'll explain that in a second, but if you build like a clear process to revenue, it will show basically that you know what you're talking about, and at that point they don't really need to ask you for previous results because you've just shown them exactly what you're going to do for them. Here are a few drawbacks. Now these aren't really too much of any drawbacks. These shouldn't really affect you that much, but these are the only drawbacks I could really think of, to be honest with you guys. So number one, it's time consuming. Of course, if you're going to do like 10 audits in a day, I don't recommend that. I actually recommend you use a different strategy, which I'll go over in a second. And number two, you're probably going to be, if you have your camera on or something like that, you can be judged by your appearance, your image, your voice. So make sure you're looking professional. Make sure you don't look like a scrub or anything like that. Make sure you don't look in a mess. Make sure you've got a professional looking background if you're going to be on camera. Make sure your voice inflections are on point, your tonality is on point. But in conclusion, you should definitely be using audits if you want to step up your sales game, because it's going to basically warm these people up even before they get on your call. So when you get on the discovery call with them and you actually go to pitch them your services, they already know step by step what you're going to be doing for them, where the money goes, how it all works. And I believe that's going to build massive trust, authority. You're going to be teaching them certain things that they don't know, and so I believe that that's going to increase your close rate. So guys, what I want to do is break down the software and tools that you can actually use to actually go through and create these audits. So the software you're actually going to be using is Use Lume and Hippo Video. So these two basically do the exact same thing. They're basically Google Chrome extensions that you can download for free and use for free. And basically they allow you to record your screen while you're inside of Google Chrome. So if you don't have Google Chrome, make sure you've got Google Chrome, and they'll live right here in your extension bar. As you can see, I've got a lot of extensions up here in my extension bar. But if you use Lume, basically Lume is Lume and Hippo Video. A lot of people don't know what Hippo Video is, but they know what Lume is. Lume basically allows you to, so as you can see at the bottom of my screen here, I can actually record stuff, or I can record screen only. I can change what microphone I'm using. The best thing about Lume and Hippo Video is that once you've actually done your recording and stuff like that, you can actually get a notification as to when that person actually clicked on a link, so you can see if they've watched the video or not. So if you send a link over, a Lume link over, should I say, or a Hippo video over, you basically can see if that person's watched that video. So let me just jump into the hippo video one. A lot of people don't really know about this hippo video one. It's actually the exact same thing as Lume. I'm not signed in right now, but it's the exact same thing. In my personal preference, I actually like hippo video much better because you can actually do a lot more like in-depth editing on your videos, and you can do like, you can actually export videos, you can actually upload videos inside of this. So if you've already pre-recorded something, you can actually import it and upload it into hippo video. So that's my actual favorite, if you're ever wondering. So traditionally, here's what you would have had to do to actually create an audit. You would have to go and buy an expensive software like ScreenFlow from the App Store. You would then have to record your screen like how I'm doing now, because I'm actually using ScreenFlow to record this right now. You'd have to go and download that, use ScreenFlow as I'm doing right now. You then have to export the video, put it into another video editing software such as Final Cut Pro. You then have to clip the video up. You then have to export the video and upload it to YouTube as a private video or something like that, and then send that YouTube link to your actual potential prospect, the person you're trying to give the audit to. And that is very, very time consuming. So if you want to save time, make sure you use Lume and Hippo Video. And how you find those is you just type in Lume for Google Chrome in Google, and they will come up, or Hippo Video, and it will come up. But I just want to show you and break down exactly kind of like what I'm saying in these audits. So as you can see, I've literally just gone to this business here, which is a real estate agent out in Sheffield. And let me show you what I mean by, these audits. So I can say, let's pretend that the owner's name's John. So I can say, hey, John, as you can see, we're on your website right now. I really do love your branding. And then you could just basically say, like, John, I believe that this is one of the best looking estate agent websites, if I'm being honest with you. However, John, the problem is that it's not your actual website. If you take a look up here, John, and then basically, I'm going back and forth into this little role play here, but what you can say to him is basically, you've got these extensions up here, and you've got an extension called the Facebook Pixel Helper. And what you can do is basically explain to them that they've got no pixel on their website and what that actually means for them in terms of revenue. So one of the main reasons why I love actually doing audits is because you can kind of weave in stories inside of what you're saying. So you can be like, you can obviously tell them, you don't have a Facebook Pixel. A Facebook Pixel is this. It allows you to do this, this, and this, and it will allow you to bring in more revenue because you can retarget and stuff like that. And then what I like to do is weave in a little story. So I'll say, John, I'm not too sure if this has happened to you before. Have you ever been on like a website where you've, gone shopping, you're looking for a particular hoodie or something like that from a particular brand, but then you get distracted, and then the next day you open up Facebook, and then mysteriously, as if it was magic or something like that, or as if they were watching us, Facebook is showing us an ad from the exact same company with the exact same t-shirt. Well, John, it's not actually magic. It's actually called retargeting, and the Facebook Pixel is what allows you to retarget people. And this little Facebook Pixel Helper tool here is just a tool that enables me to see who's got a pixel on their website and who doesn't. And as you can see on your website, it says that you don't have a Facebook Pixel. So guys, basically what I just did there is I told them what a Facebook Pixel is, and I give them a real life example as how it can actually be used. And then I go on to basically explain that, let's say I'm on this. Let's say, John, I'm on your website and I'm looking for a particular property. This property right here, I go and view this property listing. Because it has its own individual URL on your website, you can actually put a pixel and track an event on that particular page. So basically what that will allow us to do is retarget all the people who have viewed this particular property but then didn't reach the booking page where they'd have to go and put in their details to make a booking with you. So what we can actually do is bring back all the people who have viewed this particular property and bring them back in order to convert them into a lead, basically, John. And so guys, that's basically what I do when I'm on their website. I break down their website. I also like to use like SimilarWeb. So this is SimilarWeb, and you can see like their how much traffic they're getting, if they're getting a lot of traffic. If they're not getting a lot of traffic, you can audit that and stuff like that. I'll also go into their Facebook page, and I'll also break down like, their transparency. I'll talk to them about their likes. Sometimes I'll educate them on, like they're posting stuff on their actual wall, but they're only getting like 6 likes and 5 shares. whereas, you know, they've got over 1,000 people liking this page. And then I always break down as to why that is. So I say, you know, back in 2012 or whenever it was, Facebook changed the algorithm and they basically slashed everyone's engagement down because they wanted to encourage people to spend more money on advertising so that, you know, they could make a profit and so that your post can actually get reached by more people. So I actually educate people like that in my little audits when I'm doing them. And again, I use, you know, Lume to do this, and I use Hippo videos. I also, you know, let's go back to this actual thing here. So whenever I'm, you know, handling objections, so sometimes people will be, so some people, especially in the real estate niche, will say, you know, what's the point in using Facebook advertising when we could use the property portals? Or if you're in the car dealership niche, I know that one of the objections must be, why would you use Facebook ads when we could just use Auto Trader or something like that? And then what you can do is you can basically create like a little presentation of you going through, you know, what are the benefits of Facebook ads compared to the property portals and how that stacks up, so you can actually handle objections before they even come up. And again, teaching people provides massive authority and it builds rapport, and this whole thing is going to, you know, be very valuable to the business owner. So this is the sort of stuff I kind of do in my audits, and again, this is something I teach in my 4-week mentorship program. So if you guys want to jump in on that, or if you want to find out more information, I'll leave a link below this video. So you can actually book a call with me, just a free consultation call basically, where you can see if, you know, this is something for you and if I can genuinely help you from the current situation you're in right now. With that being said, guys, this is what I kind of do to actually build rapport. I then send them over a link. So whenever you record a video on Lume or Hippo video, you get provided with a link, automatically uploads. That's why it's so quick, instead of, you know, doing it through the YouTube way where you have to download screen flow, record your screen, then you have to edit the video, then you have to export the video, then you have to import it into Final Cut Pro, and then you have to upload that to YouTube, and then from YouTube you copy and paste the link to the actual potential prospect. Whereas with Lume, you literally click right here. When it loads up, you literally press record. Once you finish recording, you can then clip certain things out if you may have said a wrong thing or something like that, or if you've said too much like I always do. And then what you can do is basically just send them over that link and the video's ready right there and then, which is just amazing. And again, what that's going to do is increase your chances of getting that yes when you ask them to become a partner of yours in your agency and help them with their Facebook advertising and stuff like that. So guys, with that being said, I'll see you back on camera. So guys, with that being said, that's all for today's video, but I hope you really enjoyed this. I do believe that using audits is a massive way to build that authority, build that rapport, build that trust, build that authenticity as well. And you can really break down some really in-depth stuff that you can't really do over email. So guys, not that you should be rushing your sales calls, but if you was to break this stuff down before the call, it's going to, you know, shorten your sales calls. Not that, again, you should be rushing your sales calls, because the more the person invests their time in you, the more interested they are, and the more likely they are going to close with you and become a client of yours. So if you can explain this beforehand, it already warms them up. It shows them that you know what you're doing. It builds authority, builds trust, builds authenticity. Just a great way to increase your sales conversion rate. So guys, with that being said, again, if any of you guys want to jump in the mentorship program, there is a couple of spots available. I'm getting blown up left, right, and center. So, but yeah, guys, what you can do is basically book a free 15-minute consultation call with me, and you basically, in that program, you get unlimited phone access to my private number. You get to work with me one-on-one for a 4-week period. I teach you SMMA A to Z. I give you all the scripts, the templates, the contracts, how to take payments, how to lead source the quick way, the automated way, which I teach, how to reach out using certain video, how to use Lume, and I've actually got a presentation built already, so like a Lume presentation template, which you can basically use, which shows you how to basically do this step by step. There's all sorts inside the mentorship program. There's sales scripts, there's all that, everything you could ever possibly need is in there. So for all those that think it's right for you, or if you even just have any questions about it, you can literally just ask me anything, and I'll leave the link below for that, so you can book a 15-minute free consultation call. But with that being said, I hope that you've, you know, got value out of this video. I hope that I've genuinely been able to help you guys, and I hope that you can see why using audits and using Lume videos, Hippo videos are really important to your business, and how they can actually increase your sales conversion rate. So with that being said, see you guys in the next video. Peace.